9th was a date that occurred after you had already come and met me in the courtroom or in the hallway outside the courtroom, right?
Yes.
And when you met Lieutenant Hamilton was accompanied by ADA Christian Atkins during the time that you all spent talking, is that correct?
Repeat it.
When you spoke with Lieutenant Hamilton, he was accompanied by ADA Christian Atkins as well as your boys, is that correct?
Later.
And would that be about 5 or 10 minutes later after you had gotten there?
15.
15 minutes? Ma'am?
15.
Okay. And that's 15 minutes?
Yes.
You were there for about 15 minutes. Now, and that was meeting at the restaurant that you asked him to meet you at as opposed to the coffee shop you all were initially supposed to meet at, correct?
Testimony, Your Honor.
I stand the objection.
Let me rephrase. Were you all supposed to meet at a restaurant? I'm sorry, at a coffee shop prior to your deciding or writing the question, can you meet me at the restaurant?
Both.
And were you all supposed to meet at that coffee shop about 2 hours before you sent Lieutenant Hamilton the text, can you meet me at the restaurant?
Yes.
And did you ever show up at the coffee shop?
No.
Were you aware that people were waiting for you at the coffee shop?
Yeah, he was.
Were you aware that other persons with the district attorney's office were waiting for you?
I'm going to object to
No, they weren't.
Hold on. I stand the objection.
Were you told that other people were waiting for you as
objection
well?
to hearsay.
I stand as to form.
Have you met Assistant Chief Investigator Mike Green?
Who?
Mike Green.
I don't recall who that is.
But you have met ADA Christian Atkins, correct?
This him?
Yes. Have you met him?
Yes.
And he was the young man who met with you at the restaurant with Lieutenant Hamilton, is that correct?
Yes.
Was there any reason that you wanted to meet at the restaurant versus the coffee shop that you had told them you would meet at earlier?
No, I wasn't going to the coffee shop because when I talked to him, I told him I didn't drink coffee. And we always made plans to go to the restaurant.
And that was before or after the 2-hour delay?
Before.
Did you tell him you were going to be 2 hours late?
No, I was trying not to show up.
Did you know that ADA Christian Atkins was going to be joining you all at the restaurant?
No.
And when you got to the restaurant and ADA Christian Atkins spoke with you, did you all speak at an adjoining table to the one where Lieutenant Hamilton sat with your sons?
Yeah, we had sat at a different table.
After Lieutenant Hamilton met with you, you all made plans to meet on a Sunday at 9:30 a.m., didn't you?
Yes.
And that was to speak with ADA Christian Atkins and Lieutenant Hamilton again, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
When you say you're not sure, tell the jury what it is, which part of it you're not sure about.
I'm not sure. I'm supposed to meet with him. Atkins.
Do you recall speaking about meeting with him, with Lieutenant Hamilton, before you all left the restaurant?
No, I talked to Atkins separate from Lieutenant Hamilton.
As you all got ready to depart ways, you and members of the DA's office, do you not recall speaking
I'm
with
going to object to the testimony,
anyone?
Your Honor.
I stand. I stand the objection.
Did you speak with anyone about meeting at 185 Central Avenue the following Sunday at 9:30 a.m.?
No.
Did you show up at 185 Central Avenue, the courthouse, on Sunday at 9:30 a.m.?
No.
On Saturday, February the 10th, at 9:11 p.m., did you receive a text message from Lieutenant Hamilton asking you, again, where am I meeting you at 8:30?
Yes.
And on Sunday, February the 11th, did you get a text message from Lieutenant Hamilton saying, can I get an 8:30 a.m. location to meet?
Yes.
Am I accurate that you did not meet with any other members of the district attorney's office on either February the 10th or February the 11th?
Yes.
Is it accurate that you told members of the DA's office that you had church and that you set the schedule for the times you all were supposed to meet?
Yes.
Is it accurate that on February the 22nd, you received a text message from Lieutenant Hamilton saying checking on you?
Yes.
And is it accurate that on March the 13th, you received a text message from Lieutenant Hamilton saying, hey, call me please, ma'am?
Yes.
Did you receive a text message from Lieutenant Hamilton saying, good morning, tell me a good time to call you for about 10 minutes? I know you have someplace to go today. And did you receive that on March the 18th at 7:34 a.m.?
Yes.
Did you receive another text message from Lieutenant Hamilton on March the 20th saying, I need you to call me. We need to meet with you tomorrow?
Yes.
Did you understand the we to be Lieutenant Hamilton and 88 Atkins?
No.
Who did you understand the we to be?
I don't know.
Did you receive a text message from Lieutenant Hamilton on March 20th at 6:43 p.m. saying, reminder, tomorrow at 1 p.m., let me know when you get here?
Yes.
On Sunday, March the 24th at 8:22 p.m., did you get a message from Lieutenant Hamilton saying, hey, I've been guaranteed you will be the first up Tuesday. Please arrive between 8 and 8:30 at 185 Central Avenue outside courtroom 1C. Please let me know when you arrive.
Yes.
And on Tuesday, March the 26th at 8:21 a.m., did you get a message from Lieutenant Hamilton saying, good morning, are you here?
Yes.
And on Tuesday, March 26th, 8:41 a.m., did you receive a message from Lieutenant Hamilton saying, I'm going to need you to respond, Ms. Bennett. You are the day's first witness?
Yes.
And did you receive a text message from Lieutenant Hamilton on Tuesday, March 26th at 9:11 a.m. saying, we do not want to have the judge sign a material witness warrant for you. You don't need that headache. I know you said you don't care, but again, don't need that headache. We're about to start soon. I need you to reply back ASAP. Did you receive that text message?
Yes.
Do you recall receiving a telephone call the night before that on Monday, confirming with Lieutenant Hamilton and 88 Atkins that you would be at court at 8:30 a.m. on Tuesday, March the 26th?
No.
You do not recall getting that phone call?
No.
Do you recall responding to Lieutenant Hamilton's text message from 9:11 a.m. saying we don't want to have the judge sign a material witness warrant for you? Do you recall responding to him not until 8:06 p.m. on Tuesday, March the 26th?
Yes.
Do you recall telling him, well, I was in an accident. I'm just now leaving the hospital. Like I said, I don't give a fuck if they lock me up. What that going to do? Shit. So you can get the judge to call me too, because they're about to see some more of their attorney be on the news or in jail too for sexual harassment. Please do.
Yes.
Okay. Miss Bennett, is there any text message that you sent or received that is not reflected in this exhibit?
I'm not sure, but one thing I do know is the text messages on this paper that you're showing me, they from 2 different phones, if you know that too.
Thank you for pointing that out for the jury. So tell the jury the last 4 digits of the phone numbers from the first set of text messages and the last 4 digits of your phone number for the last set of text messages.
The last ones, when he texted me, send my court, I think that's 6024.
And the first set?
4983.
And Ms. Bennett, is it fair to say that over the years you have consistently carried more than one cell phone?
No.
Is it your testimony that this period of time is the only time that you have ever carried more than one cell phone?
Yeah, my 4983 number went out, and I told him that I wasn't going to have that phone. So that's when I had the 6024. That's the one he was texting the caller.
Did you still have the 4983 telephone?
No, it was broken.
Had you given it to someone else, or did you still have the phone itself?
It was broken.
I understand it was broken. Was it broken in your possession, or was it broken a fixer of the phone? Did you still have the physical phone?
It was broken. Like, yeah, it was my phone. It was broken.
Okay, thank you. Now, Ms. Bennett, am I accurate that the first time you mentioned anything about harassment in a text message or a telephone call was after Lieutenant Hamilton told you he was going to have to get a material witness warrant for you?
No.
Ms. Bennett, when did you first mention that?
Over the phone.
To whom?
Him.
What did you say to him?
I can't recall our conversation.
You don't have to recall it verbatim. What did you say? General.
That's what I'm saying. I can't recall. I don't remember what I said to him. I been had said this, like it wasn't through a text message or something over the phone. It been happening a while.
I'm sorry, say that last sentence.
Yeah.
Say the last sentence. Text message.
Yeah, for a while.
And Ms. Bennett, to be clear, your assertion about harassment was not in any way connected to an allegation regarding your home being shot up in 2013, was it?
Repeat it.
Your assertion and allegation about harassment had nothing to do with a report from 2013 that your home had gotten shot up.
No, I've been saying that I was being harassed. I was saying that to Mr. Long as well. If you go back to the other text message too, if that's what you're talking about, have I been saying it? Yeah.
Were you saying it in 2013?
I don't know what I was saying in 2013.
Did you know?
I didn't know you.
From this office that you've interacted with during this case, did you know any of us in 2013?
No.
So is it fair to say then that in 2013, there was no Lieutenant Hamilton doing anything, calling, harassing, texting, or anything to you?
No.
And is it fair to say that there have been no communication between you and any of the current staff of the district attorney's office in 2013 when your home had gotten shot?
Not that I recall.
And by not that you recall, you mean no, you had not gotten any or had any kind of communication between any of them?
I don't think so.
Mr. Adams asked you on cross-examination whether, about a person named Buck Buck. Were you familiar with Buck Buck?
No.
Do you recall getting on February the 6th, Tuesday, February the 6th, at 5:46 p.m., a voice text from Lieutenant Hamilton? And if you'll just look on page 2 of the document in front of you.
Yes.
Do you recall what that voice text said?
I think it was some stating to court, if I ain't mistaken, because I had talked to him on the phone.
It was something, what now?
Stated to court.
Saying come to court?
No, it was something about court.
About court?
Mm-hmm.
Did you get any other voice texts from Lieutenant Hamilton that are not reflected on this document?
I'm not sure.
Would you recall if you did?
I know I received more than one, but I don't see them, but I think they were still stating to court.
They were still talking about court?
Yeah, I think so.
And which phone were they sent on?
4983.
And since you still have that phone, would you be able to find that voice text on that phone?
Probably not.
Why not?
No, I'm not sure. I should, if it was sent at this time.
And when you're saying at this time, are you referring to the voice text sent on February the 6th at 5:46 p.m.?
Yes.
So if there were any others, would they also be on that phone?
Yes.
And if there are any others, would you let us know at some later time?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, the state would like to play what we will label as State's Exhibit 34 Alpha Alpha Bravo, which has already been tendered as a part of State's Exhibit 34 Alpha Alpha, which is the voice text that is referenced in this exhibit.
Any objection to states 34 as Alpha Alpha?
Your Honor, it's hearsay, and I'll object.
Your Honor, we tendered it at the prompting.
The fact that it's been tendered doesn't make it any less hearsay. It's hearsay. That's
Your
not
Honor,
Whose phone call is it?
Your Honor, it was Lieutenant Hamilton's phone call that Mr. Adams said they had no objection.
I'm objecting to hearsay.
We
That's
tendered
your
it,
objection now.
and it was admitted as
The
evidence. I'm
exhibit
sorry,
may be in.
if I may finish.
The exhibit may be in, but it is still has hearsay within it, which is not admissible. The fact that it's been admitted as an exhibit does not make that portion admissible. That's my objection.
Your Honor, behold,
He's correct. I'm going to go ahead and I'll sustain the objection. One.
Ms. Bennett, while we were speaking earlier, you talked about your apartment, 980 Confederate Avenue, apartment D, facing Confederate Avenue. Did I get that correct, or am I wrong?
Yes.
And so, the name of the apartments that you lived in was Trestle Tree Apartments, is that right?
Yes.
And Trestle Tree Apartments had going through the center of it, in the section that you lived in, Confederate Court, is that accurate?
Yes.
And Confederate Avenue was the main street that was perpendicular to Confederate Court, is that accurate?
Yes.
Now, when you talked about the building being shot in 2013, is it accurate that no bullet holes went through your front door?
I don't recall none going through my front door.
Is it accurate that the bullet hole that went through your window came from the Confederate Court side of the street?
It couldn't have.
Say that again?
It could have.
Could not or could?
Couldn't.
Okay. Tell me why.
My building sit on the street on Confederate Ave. Confederate Court, when you turn in, that means they have to go through 3, 4, 5 buildings to get to that building.
And Ms. Knight, if you would please.
I don't know which one that is.
screen.
I said, I don't know which one that is.
Ms. Knight, would you please place on the screen 44, 45, and 46 in turn? Ms. Bennett, since you said that you do recognize 44 Alpha Alpha, would you agree with me that 44 Alpha Alpha is the entrance to Trestle Tree Apartments?
Yes.
Okay. And the building on the corner of what is now Trestle Tree Court and United Avenue is building 988, isn't that correct?
Which one? Because I don't know.
The building on the corner here, that's building 988, isn't it?
I don't know.
Okay. Let's look at State's Exhibit 45 Alpha Alpha. And Ms. Knight, if you could just zoom in. Are you able to better see?
Yes, but I still can't see the numbers.
Let's look at and take attention to this building to the left of the building on the corner where the hand is. You see that bush on the corner of the building to the left? Ms. Knight, would you put the hand over the bush on the corner of the, no ma'am, to the left of the, yes. You see that bush?
Yes.
Ms. Knight, would you zoom in on that bush? As close as you can. All right. And now go to State's Exhibit 46 Alpha Alpha. And would you zoom in on the numbers behind that bush in State's Exhibit 46 Alpha Alpha? Ms. Bennett, would you agree with me that in 46 Alpha Alpha, your building is reflected as being next to building 988?
No.
Can you see that this is building 980 or not?
No.
You cannot?
No.
Okay. And in State's Exhibit 45 Alpha Alpha, would you zoom in on the street signs? Miss Bennett, can you see, and if you need to go over a little bit more, can you see that one is Confederate going in one direction and one is Confederate going in towards Trestle Tree?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Bennett, did you ever provide any hospital information to any member of the district attorney's office?
No.
Is there any reason that you did not provide any information when you didn't appear in court as you were summoned to do on March the 26th?
It wasn't asked.
Did you call them and let them know before 9 p.m. that you had been hospitalized and couldn't make it?
I don't recall the time.
When you say you don't recall the time, what do you mean?
I don't know what time it was when I let him know.
Did you call them at any time while you were in the hospital?
No,
What time did you get to the hospital?
I'm not sure.
What hospital did you go to?
Piedmont.
Do you have any records or anything like that showing that you were at Piedmont?
Yes.
Okay. And where are they?
They not here.
Did you offer them to the officers who came to arrest you for not appearing in court on March the 26th?
No, they ain't asked me none of that.
Did they tell you why you were being arrested?
No, they were just being very aggressive.
They were being very aggressive.
Yeah.
How are they being very aggressive?
Because when I let them in, the lady was trying how she was holding me and stuff, and I ain't have on no clothes, and I kept asking them, can I put my clothes on? And it was like men in the room and stuff when I was trying to get dressed, and I kept asking her respectfully, so you just gonna let him stand right there and look at me? But she was just being a butthole, but that's how Clayton County is. And then when I came out, I kept discussing, asking her what I'm being detained for. She kept just saying, you got a warrant. And I kept saying, for what? She just said, you got a warrant. And I said, for what? She said, you got a warrant. And she kept saying the same thing. And they would never show me anything. They ain't show me nothing, no paper, nothing on her phone. And that's when I came out and seen Hamilton. And they were just smiling and high-fiving and stuff like that.
And did you ever inquire with anyone what you were supposed to do when you didn't show up to court on March the 20th?
No one told me nothing.
I'm sorry, say that again.
No one told me nothing.
Did you provide anyone with anything?
No one asked me to.
Did you go to the hospital on March the 26th, the morning you were supposed to appear in court?
Yes.
What kind of accident did you have?
It wasn't me. It was a family member. It was a family matter.
So it was not you?
No.
So you were not harmed?
No.
So was there anything keeping you from reaching out to any member of the DA's office to say, I cannot come to court?
I did reach out.
Okay. How?
By phone.
When? Was it before or after court was over that day?
I don't know if court was over. I don't know what time it was, but I let them know. And then the next day, I was detained.
Now, did you reach out to the court or to anyone besides whomever it is that you say you reached out to?
No, I don't know how to reach out to the court.
And how did you reach out to a member of the DA's office and say you weren't going to do it?
If I knew how to reach out to the court, when I've been sent him that text, when I said I wanted to call the judge, I would have called him, but I didn't know who the judge was or who to reach out to. So it's on Lieutenant Hamilton because he's the only person that I'm supposed to talk to. At least that's what he told me.
You have my number. Did you reach out to me?
And I don't have your number anymore.
Now, the text message that you sent at 9:00 p.m. on March the 26th to Lieutenant Hamilton at 8:06 p.m. saying, well, I was in an accident. I'm just now leaving the hospital. That was the first time you mentioned being in an accident, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And that was 8:06 p.m., correct?
I don't know what time.
If I show you the exhibit, will it refresh your memory?
Yes, it say 8:06.
8:06 p.m.
Yes.
on March the 26th. But it wasn't you that was in the accident, as you said in your text, correct?
I didn't say it in my text, but yeah.
Would you read your text for the jury?
It say, well, I was in an accident. I'm just now leaving the hospital. Like I said, I don't give a fuck if they lock me up. So can you get the judge to call me? Because, can you get the judge to call me? Cause they about to see, more of their attorneys on the news are in jail for sexual harassment. Please do.
Now, what attorney were you talking about?
Him?
You knew he was not an attorney, correct?
You said that I know he was not an attorney.
Correct.
I'm not sure what he is.
You have been calling him Lieutenant Hamilton, correct?
No.
What have you been calling him?
Attorney. That's what I thought he was.
You didn't recall hearing or reading his text that says this was Lieutenant Hamilton?
No.
After 2013, when was the last or the next time that you had any interaction whatsoever with Jeffrey Williams?
You said what?
After 2013, when was the last time that you had any interaction with Jeffrey Williams?
I can't recall.
In 2013, you said that he and your child's father were friends.
Yes.
Were they both affiliated with Sex Money Murder?
I can't tell you that. They can.
Were you affiliated with Sex Money Murder?
No.
Did you ever call yourself or answer to the title First Lady?
No.